watching Numbskull News, and today we're going to talk about the Big 12 landing a deal with TNT, a sub-licensing deal where ESPN is sub-licensing games, football, and men's basketball to TNT, Warner Brothers Discovery, as a part of a settlement they have with each other. Anyway, Ross Dillinger did an article, so I don't do well reading articles, but I'm going to put it up there and fumble fuck through it. Okay, here we go. So Ross Dillinger writes, the Big 12 on TNT, get used to it. As part of a settlement struck between the NBA and Warner Brothers Discovery, the Big 12 will see 13 of its football games per year move to from ESPN streaming platform to the linear television on WBD channels TNT and TBS. ESPN is also sub-licensing 15 Big 12 men's basketball games to be aired on either TNT or TBS. The deal will apparently begin next year, fall of 2025. The Big 12 is a secondary part of the grander deal involving the NBA, WBD, and ESPN. The agreement settles litigation brought by WBD over NBA's decision to grant its future rights package to ESPN, Amazon, and NBC in what's described as a network trade. So they're going to get inside the NBA with Charles Barkley and company, and that'll air on ESPN next season. And WBD will get those Big 12 games. WBD, meanwhile, receives 28 Big 12 football and basketball games to fill windows previously occupied by NBA matchups. Weekly kickoff times are still unclear, but 10 of the 13 games will be Big 12 conference matchups. The Big 12 games will be simulcast on the streaming service Max, formerly HBO Max, a proprietary unit of WBD. Perhaps overshadowed by the NBA's announcement, the Big 12 piece is a significant boon for the conference. The deal shifts football games scheduled to air on ESPN Plus streaming to a more visible linear channels, giving the league a fourth network partner and positions the conference well in its next television contract negotiations. Your Mark said ESPN and Fox remain the Big 12's flagship partners, he notes, and the networks will continue to air their committed number of football and basketball games. No content will be reduced on ESPN and Fox linear platforms. The league's fourth partner, CBS, will air 26 men's basketball games annually in an expansion of a previous deal the conference announced in September. This is additive to what ESPN and Fox bring us. That's why this is a great deal, Yormark told Yahoo Sports. In addition to both, it's complementary. Any addition to both is complementary and will lead to more promotion and marketing around the Big 12 conference brands. The new sub-licensing deal sets the stage for the league's impending negotiations for its next television deal. Yormark is contemplating bifurcating the deal by selling, that's a big freaking word, isn't it? Bifurcating the deal by selling the football and men's basketball portions separately. Most conference television contracts are sold as a single package. However, the Big 12's basketball success has the commissioner considering a bifurcation. Just wanted to include that last part there. So, people have ridiculed the Big 12. Mostly ACC people. Before that, it was Pac-12 people. We notice how this is going, right? Yeah. See, the ACC's in a shit ton of trouble. Now, right now, they make more money than the Big 12. They do. They have a great deal with the ACC network. They make money on that. They make way more money on the ACC network with their Tier 3 content, some of their Tier 2, and a little bit of Tier 1 than the Big 12 does. But the Big 12 has a way better Tier 1 deal, which just got way better. And no, it doesn't mean our media rights contract goes up. It doesn't mean more money per school. right now. No, it doesn't. What it does mean, and this is what's important, because the Big 12 brand, everyone keeps talking about, well, we need 1 or 2, 3, 4 of these teams in the Big 12 to become big monster brands. Well, no, we don't. You need the brand of the Big 12 to be elevated. Now, how a conference brand traditionally is elevated is by having blue bloods in the conference. But what happens? The conference becomes all about 2 or 3 teams. Now, you have all of these blue bloods who have consolidated into the SEC and the Big Ten. So it's like 6 teams, 7 teams, or whatever. But less than half each one of those conferences, those are the teams that people care about. Of course, Northwestern has fans. Vanderbilt has fans. Arkansas has fans. Maryland has fans. Purdue has fans. But that's not responsible. Those teams are not responsible for the money that those 2 teams get. The media rights money. Who are the big viewership draws? We know their names. Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma. List goes on, right? Those are the teams that matter in those conferences. And traditionally, that's how conferences raised their brand value overall. The Big 12 does not have that option. They don't have blue bloods. What they have is parity. People have mocked the parity. Oh, it's useless. It ain't worth a shit. Yeah. Who wants to watch the Big 12? I don't know who wants to watch the Big 12. Why do we have 4 huge media partners to ACC's 1? Oh, I'm sorry. You got a small deal with the WB. That ain't the WBD. That's not TNT. It's not TBS. And to get some of that content on Max is huge as well. Getting another streamer involved, because in the future everything is going streaming. But for right now, linear still plays an important role. So maximize that bitch. And that's what's happening. Now, do I think your Mark, with his superior intellect, busted down the doors of ESPN and Fox and said, hey, we're going to put games on TNT, whether you like it or not? No, that's not what happened. What happened is there was a deal that needed to be made, just like the article said, between WBD and ESPN. And so some content from ESPN, from the streaming platform, had to go. Why not the ACC? Right? They are so much more valuable than the Big 12. That's what I keep hearing, right? Why not them? Well, you have an ACC network that needs content, do you not? Yeah. That's where it bites you in the ass. Because I don't know about you, but if I'm a conference fan of the ACC, I would rather have my content move from the ACC network, or at least some of it, to TNT. Because more people are going to see it. It's better for the overall conference, for the viewership, the exposure. That's the great deal of this for the Big 12, is exposure. Raising the value of the Big 12 brand. And with parity, because you got to have parity, because there are no giant brands, there's no blue bloods in the Big 12. You want to call it the best of the rest? Call it that. You can go ahead and call it that shit for now. That's fine. You want to call it tier 2? Fine. We'll be tier 2. That's fine. But there's a lot of value here. These networks know it. Potential private equity partners, they know it. So right now, our exposure has just went way up. While the ACC's exposure is basically dead. That's what it is. You have one big media partner in ESPN. And who do they favor? They favor the SEC. They would rather have an SEC game on ABC than a freaking ACC game. Period. End of story. Go on the ACC network. That's what they say. All right, maybe we'll put you on, we'll put you on ESPN Plus. We'll put you on ESPN The Ocho. We'll do all that. See, everyone kept talking about, oh, well, this is just such a shitty deal for the Big 12. You don't got a network. You ain't got this. You ain't got that. Well, now we got exposure with another huge media partner in TNT, TBS, Warner Brothers Discovery, including Max. So kiss my ass. Who's winning the fight here, people, between the Big 12 and the ACC? This thing is turning into a war. It's what it is, just like it was with the Pac. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little tougher, but that's what it is. But if that wasn't enough, there's another story from a couple of months ago that no one ever covered, at least not in any channel that I watch. I haven't heard shit about it. Had to do my own research, and here we go. So let's talk about this one. So here it is. The Big 12 Conference launches Big 12 Studios. League's first ever 24/7 fast channel in partnership with Raycom Sports. And what they're talking about, this thing's going to be on YouTube, and it's also going to be on local linear programming such as Gray's Media, Arizona's Family Sports Network in Phoenix and Tucson. Why? Because that is monstrous. Getting into that state with Arizona, and Arizona State was huge, with all the people flooding out of California and going to Arizona, Texas, and all that kind of crap. That's huge. Those are huge markets for the Big 12, and that's going to help us build there. Now, they're not going to show games on this with the Big 12 Studios. This is going to be original programming. They're going to have in-game footage, highlights, all that kind of stuff, original content, original shows, profiles of current and former Big 12 student athletes, and those kind of things. Now, what does Brett Yormark say about it? Well, this is the key to this, and this is why this is great to pair with the TNT story. We are thrilled to partner with Raycom Sports to launch the league's first ever 24/7 channel. Storytelling is at the forefront of everything we do and is a key part of our narrative and brand building efforts. Through Big 12 Studios, we have the capability to showcase our brand and deliver original programming to fans across the country. So expanding our footprint with another media partner in TNT, and also having now Big 12 Studios. Look, neither one of these is going to put right now more money in the pockets of Big 12 teams and programs right now. It's not going to do that. It's about brand building, just like Brett Yormark talked about. You got to build the brand of the Big 12. Now you got more exposure with TNT, with Warner Brothers Discovery, and with the Big 12 Studios, you can now really start storytelling, building your narrative of your brand. The players, the coaches, the programs, the history, and where we're going in the future. All of this together makes the Big 12 a bigger deal, a bigger brand, more prestigious brand, more valuable. And when you're thinking of 2031, and now you don't just have relationships with Fox and ESPN, which no other conference does, no other power conference does, just us, but also a partnership with CBS and now Warner Brothers Discovery. You're talking about splitting off football and basketball. You now have people with heavy interest in purchasing the rights, Fox, ESPN, CBS, WBD, who want those basketball rights. They want that content. CBS wants it. Fox wants it. And evidently, so does WBD. Brett Yormark is playing this thing perfectly. You set yourself up and leave yourself open to take advantage of opportunities that come up, and that is exactly what the Big 12 has done. People have ridiculed us. Oh, you're just going to have the Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. Who gives a shit about that? That doesn't make you any more money. Well, I'll tell you what does make you more money. Exposure, dumbass. And the best and the most powerful way to get exposure is exposing what you have in your tier 1 content. That's what makes you the most of your money. Tier 1. The Big 12 already maximized that. Now we're going to maximize it even further. All these things set up for the new media rights deal in 2031. And it's going to be a nice deal. The Big 12 teams are going to get a very nice, fat payday. Is it going to be the Big 10? Is it going to be as much as the SEC? No. Will it be more than the ACC? You bet your ass. Because they got their 2 flagships, their 2 biggest viewership draws, if you don't want to call them flagships. More people watch Florida State and Clemson than anyone else in that damn conference. And they won out. They won out. Hell, there's people in UNC that won out. People in Miami that want out. Louisville has had third-party talks with the Big 12. They won out. It's a shit show in the ACC. Everyone's putting their blinders on. No one wants to talk about it. Oh, but 2025's coming. The football season's going to end. And what season comes up after that? Realignment season. It's coming for your ass, ACC fans. 2025. 2025. The year where people are going to get kicked in the nut bag. Hard. Anyway, it's a great day to be a fan of the Big 12 as we ascend up the ladder. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap, and I'll be back with some more crap later. Bye.